Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, Hurricane Ian making its third landfall, leaving huge storm surge and floods in South Carolina. We'll tell you how much rain we'll see from the remnants this weekend.
Also, remembering Coach Mo. We're going to show you how one Connecticut community is honoring its late coach who served them for more than 3 decades.
And apple time for one town in our state. We'll show you all the fresh picked and deep fried fun in this delicious fall tradition. But we begin tonight tracking what's now post-tropical cyclone Ian as it makes its way up to the East Coast. Here's a look at the latest information on the storm from our Weather Watch Center tonight. We're expecting rain tomorrow from Ian's remnants here in Connecticut, with some areas potentially seeing heavy downpours. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thanks for joining us. After hitting Cuba and Florida earlier this week, Ian made its third and final landfall in South Carolina this afternoon. The National Hurricane Center says Ian officially made landfall just south of the city of Georgetown, which is about halfway between Myrtle Beach and Charleston. This is video of South Island, which is in a coastal preserve just outside of Georgetown. As a fast-moving Category 1 storm, Ian was not as destructive in the Carolinas as it was in Florida and Cuba. In fact, someone caught this video of a rainbow after Ian left the coast over a saltwater marsh in Murrells Inlet.
All right, let's get a check on the forecast right now with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank to see what's left of Ian, and will that impact us, Rach?
Yeah, it does look like we are going to get some rain out of this system kind of indirectly, because the center of low pressure will end up heading into Virginia and then just kind of fizzling out, so continuing to rapidly weaken. But a lot of moisture is kind of broken away from that center of circulation, and that is heading our way. So it's all about context, right? We're not going to get any, severe winds or wind damage. We're not expecting storm surge, but we will get a rainy and kind of chilly start to the weekend. Right now, the storm has winds of 60 miles per hour. We're calling it post-tropical storm Ian because it no longer has those typical tropical characteristics. And here's the storm continuing to weaken over the next 12 hours or so as it fizzles. This will be the last advisory that gets issued heading into Saturday afternoon. But let's focus on our forecast and what it could do for us around here. We're talking about off and on showers tomorrow and even some locally heavier downpours. And the National Weather Service is saying that areas, especially towards the Connecticut shoreline, Long Island, might even see some poor drainage flooding. So we'll see some showers develop as we head towards daybreak tomorrow as that moisture rides up the East Coast, and off and on showers, some locally heavy downpours. There will be breaks in the action where it's not raining all day, but even if there is a break, I think it's likely just chilly and raw and breezy overall. Really feeling very much like the first weekend of October you'd expect it to. And then heading into Sunday, we turn windy. Your full weekend forecast and beyond coming up.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Hurricane Ian was not as strong as we've been saying when it made landfall in South Carolina as it was in Florida, but it still created a lot of problems today.
Carolinas have seen devastation from hurricanes in the last 6 years, especially from Matthew and from Florence. Fox 61's Brent Harden joining us live in studio tonight to show us how Ian hit the Carolinas earlier today. Brent?
Yeah, Ben and Jen, most of the South Carolina coast is known as the low country. It's low, it's flat, it's marshy, and even though Hurricane Ian had only grown to a Category 1 at landfall, it still caused devastation in the Charleston and Myrtle Beach areas. The town that maybe saw the worst storm surge is Pawleys Island, a barrier island about 25 miles south of Myrtle Beach. This video is from Pawleys Island's police officers driving near the town's causeway, which was covered by feet of water. The storm surge even surrounded the new town hall, which opened just about 3 years ago. Part of the island pier was also destroyed by huge waves.
Our steps are gone. Oh God. This is the pool deck, what was our pool deck. I am up to my waist in water.
Yeah, a few miles up the coast, waves rushed into this oceanfront resort in Garden City Beach. This area also saw at least 3 feet of storm surge during Hurricane Isaias back in 2020. Now, while Charleston was spared from the worst today, the flood-prone city on a peninsula still saw plenty of water through its streets as South Carolina felt the last of Hurricane Ian. FEMA says at least 21 people have died down in Florida.
We will go block by block as a response group to make sure that we identified everyone. Some of these folks may not have a means of communication, knocking on doors, doing overflights to see if individuals might be on rooftops or stranded in flooded streets.
And one more look at how the 60 miles of South Carolina beaches called the Grand Strand were completely underwater today. This is the Cherry Grove section of North Myrtle Beach, where 3 smaller piers in the city were reportedly damaged during the storm. Ian is now moving inland through the Carolinas and into Virginia. A disaster modeling firm says the hurricane has likely caused more than $100 billion in damages, and that would make Ian the 4th most expensive hurricane in U.S. history. Jen, back to you.
All right, Brent, thank you. And our coverage of Hurricane Ian will continue in a few minutes. Be sure to download the free Fox 61 News app to get the very latest news on the storm as it moves up the East Coast. It's also a great resource for severe weather alerts right here in Connecticut. In other news, new at 10, West Hartford police arrested a man who they say stole a woman's wallet in a parking lot. This happened outside Pretty Woman Boutique on Kane Street around 10:30 this morning. Officers say 28-year-old Francha Francis of Hartford ran into a wooded area after grabbing a woman's wallet, and police used a canine to track him down. He's facing 4 charges and is in jail tonight on $100,000 bond.
Let's get to a Fox 61 exclusive tonight. We're hearing from the man who was badly injured in New Haven earlier this month in an attack being investigated as a hate crime. After a night out with friends on September 3rd, Franklin Cruz Rosa says that he remembers 2 people hitting him after he confronted a group for using racial slurs. He was sent to the hospital with a broken jaw and a head injury.
The inflammation has come down and everything, it was very puffed up, and the scar on the side here is healing too.
Coming up on the news at 11, Fox 61's Gabby Molina tells us what else Cruz Rosa has to say as police look for whoever attacked him.
And tonight, Hartford fire investigators are trying to figure out how consumer-grade fireworks exploded inside of a building. Firefighters were called to the scene at Asylum Street around 9 this morning. The fire department's district chief says that 1 or 2 M80-type fireworks might have been involved. One window was broken at the barbershop parlor, which is located on the 1st floor of the building. No one was injured. Well, new at 10, Bloomfield is paying tribute tonight to Coach Kevin Moses, who died earlier this week from stage 4 cancer.
The man known as Coach Mo led the Bloomfield High School boys basketball team and was also an assistant for the football team. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner shows us how he was remembered under the Friday night lights tonight.
As the sun set in symphony of colors over the Bloomfield High School football field, Friday night lights were different. Someone who was normally on the field isn't.
There is now a huge void in our lives where Kevin Moses used to be.
Kevin Moses, best known as Coach Mo, passed away on Monday after a fight with stage 4 cancer. He was a husband, father, brother, coach, and mentor to so many.
When they built Kevin Moses, they broke the mold.
Known as a local legend to many folks in his hometown Bloomfield, the community rising as one to honor that legacy.
And body brotherhood with the best of them. Friendship is essential to the soul, okay? And people know what that means, but that was Kevin Moses all day long.
This night hard for those who stood on the sidelines beside him.
We kind of we're so numb, we're just going where people tell us right now. We're just trying to hold it together, trying to know what we're doing.
And for those like his wife, who spent 32 years loving him.
I just feel so empty, lonely, you know what I mean? But just seeing everybody celebrate his life, that keeps me going.
Every sunset brings a promise of a new dawn. The Moseses having the promises of the entire community behind them.
We love you so much and we'll miss you terribly. Rest in peace, Coach Moses. Rest in eternal peace.
In Bloomfield, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61 News.
He will be missed. In other news tonight, the Ferry Street Bridge in New Haven opened tonight after a $3 million upgrade was completed. The bridge has been closed since April for the infrastructure improvement project. The upgrade is to ensure safe and convenient travels for drivers, walkers, and bikers along one of New Haven's busiest routes.
Well, Fall Fun is happening this weekend in Southington for the town's 53rd annual Apple Harvest Festival. Fox 61's Alicia Machado has an inside look at the delicious fun which kicked off tonight on Main Street. Take a look.
The Southington Apple Harvest Festival keeps locals coming back year after year for the food and entertainment. We wanted to find out how many apple-themed treats we could find around the festival, starting with our first spot, apple fritters.
Mixed, fried, and coated. Apple fritters hot and ready at the Southington Apple Harvest Festival.
Really good.
The booth, run by Zion Lutheran Church, raises money to support community causes, like providing meals to those in need and assisting homeless veterans. John Miller with Zion Church says they've been here for more than 50 years, and he volunteered as a kid.
The first time I made fritters myself was when I was 12 years old. It was with a little ice cream scoop and a little fryer-later. We've grown a little since then.
And so has the line. Some folks waiting even before the festival started to grab a dozen or two. The first customer came 45 minutes early.
These are the best fritters ever. They really are.
Many more organizations and local groups showing up. Alex! Like Alex's lemonade stand.
We're raising money for pediatric cancer research.
A sweet drink and a good cause. But apples, the star of the show. We found apple crisp, apple pie and apple donuts, and hot apple cider.
And if you guys need a break from the sweets, we've got lots of food here at the festival, from cheesesteaks to street corn. Let's have a try and tell me what this is.
This is the Frito. It has mayo, the honey barbecue Fritos, and it's a delicious treat.
Let's take a bite. I don't think you can do this gracefully, but it's delicious.
Or check out the entertainment. Music, fireworks, and a parade this weekend.
The festival runs every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the next 2 weeks. For now, I've got some more treats to try. In Southington, Alicia Machado, Fox 61 News.
Good night.